Italian verb conjugation. First, conjugation verbs with the are ending.
Abitare, parlare.
The action words, or verbs, are the heart of every language. One who knows a wide variety of verbs and how to conjugate them quickly has a much easier time understanding others and also expressing their own point of view. We learn verb conjugation, how to change the form of the verb to reflect the speaker, from our native language, naturally and gradually, over many years as we are growing up, simply by listening to the people around us. By the time we are teenagers, we know how to express present, past, and future tenses to describe both action and time. As adults, often the way we use verbs can denote where we are from as much as our accent does. A verb incorrectly conjugated just sounds wrong to our ears in our native language, and this will soon be the case the more we practice our Italian verbs. At first, learning how to conjugate Italian verbs may seem complicated to the English speaker, and for good reason. In English, we rely on the subject pronouns, I, you, he, she, to signal who is doing the talking. In Italian, however, the speaker is signaled by the verb endings themselves. A different ending must be learned for each speaker for each form of the verb. Since the verb endings are different, the subject pronouns are only included for emphasis in Italian. More often than not, subject pronouns are left out of the sentence in conversational Italian. The table to follow shows the order in which all subject pronouns will be listed when learning each verb form, with the technical names, first, second, third person, for each type of conjugation. At first, when learning to conjugate a verb, try to focus on the io, tu, and noi forms, as these forms will be used the most in conversation. Luckily, the endings for the io, tu, and noi forms will be the same in the present tense for all three major Italian verb forms. Here is our Italian subject pronoun chart.
Io,
I, first person singular.
tu,
You, familiar, second person singular. Use this for family and friends, and also with children.
lei,
You, polite, third person singular.
lei, lui,
She, he, third person singular.
noi,
We, first person plural.
voi,
You all, second person plural.
loro,
You all, polite. This is not used much in Italy today, and we will not use this form here.
loro,
They, third person plural. Italian verbs are classified into three main types that are called infinitive forms and also referred to as conjugations. In English, verbs have just one infinitive form, the to form. For instance, to talk, to speak, to sell, and to sleep. In Italian, the infinitive verb is recognized by its ending, are for the first conjugation, ere for the second conjugation, and ire for the third conjugation. For instance, we will soon learn the verbs that correspond to the above English translations.
abitare, vendere,
And
dormire.
let's see how to conjugate the regular are verbs. The example verb we will use first is
abitare,
This verb means to live, as to dwell in a place. First, delete the are ending from
abitare,
You will be left with the stem
abit.
Then add the correct ending to the stem to reflect the speaker to form the new word. The endings for the regular A or E verbs are
O, I, a,
singular,
iamo, ate, ano,
plural. Here is our verb chart again with our example verb. Let's see how this works. Let's change to live into I live.
abitare,
To live. Now take away the are and you will have,
abit,
add the ending and you will have,
abito. Io abito.
I live. Let's change to live to the you familiar form live.
Abitare,
Take away the are. You will have the stem.
abit,
Add your ending.
abiti. Tu abiti.
You live. Let's change to live to the you polite live and the she, he lives forms.
Abitare,
To live. Take away the are. You have the stem.
abit,
Add your ending.
abita. Lei, lui, abita.
We use the same ending for verbs when we want to say you polite live, she lives, and he lives. Now let's change to live into we live.
Abitare,
Take away the are. You have the stem.
abit,
Add the ending.
abitiamo. Noi abitiamo.
This means we live. Now let's change to live into you all live, the you plural form.
Abitare,
Take away the are. We have the stem.
abit,
Add the ending.
abitate. Voi abitate.
You all live. Finally, let's change our verb to live into they live.
Abitare,
Take away the are. We have the stem.
abit,
We add our ending.
abitano. Loro abitano.
They live. Now we're ready to go through our chart. Let's do the whole thing together.
Abitare,
To live.
io abito,
I live.
tu abiti,
You live.
lei, lui abita,
You polite live. She, he lives.
noi abitiamo,
We live.
voi abitate,
You all live.
loro abitano.
They live. As a general guide to the pronunciation of verbs in Italian, remember that the stress will fall in the beginning of the word for the io, tu, and lei, lui forms. This is most often on the second syllable, but can also be on the first, as with our example verb.
Abitare.
For the noi and voi forms, an additional syllable is created by combining the root with the first vowel of the new ending. The stress will change to the end of the word and will be at the second to the last syllable. Finally, for loro, the stress reverts back to its original location at the beginning of the word. The stressed syllables will be underlined for our examples. Let's go through this again and focus on where the stress falls in each of these verb forms.
Abitare.
To live.
Io abito.
I live.
Tu abiti.
You live.
Lei, lui abita.
You polite live. She lives. He lives.
Noi abitiamo.
We live.
Voi abitate.
You all live.
Loro abitano.
They live. This simple present tense in Italian can be translated 4 ways.
Abito.
Can mean I live, I do live, I am living, I am going to live. Let's try a different example verb.
Parlare.
This verb means to talk or to speak.
Io parlo.
I speak.
Tu parli.
You familiar speak.
Lei, lui parla.
You polite speak. She speaks. He speaks.
Noi parliamo.
We speak.
Voi parlate.
You all speak.
Loro parlano.
They speak. This simple present tense in Italian can be translated 4 ways.
Parlo.
Can mean I speak, I do speak, I am speaking, I am going to speak. The same ideas are conveyed in different ways in different languages, which is often a reflection of culture. This is what makes learning a language interesting. So, there will not always be a one-to-one correspondence when translating English verbs into Italian. The take-home lesson: to speak in Italian, we must learn how to think in Italian.